Have you ever been judged, just for how you look? What if someone mistook your silence for weakness, your simplicity for poverty, only to realize you owned everything they thought you couldn't even dream of? Well, this is the story of Amara. And once you hear what happened at Gate 7B, you'll never forget her name. It was a warm summer morning at Atlanta International Airport. The scent of fresh coffee drifted through the terminals, blending with the soft hum of rolling suitcases and the occasional overhead announcements. Amara stepped into the terminal wearing faded jeans, worn white sneakers, and a loose cardigan that had seen better days. Her locks were tied up in a scarf, and a well-used canvas bag hung from her shoulder. She looked ordinary, tired even. No makeup, no jewelry, no flash. As she walked to the front desk of Gate 7B, pulling out a folded piece of paper, the staff barely looked up. The young woman at the counter stifled a smirk. Ma'am. This is the first-class lounge. Economy boarding is 2 gates down. Amara smiled gently. Actually, I believe I'm in the right place. The attendant raised an eyebrow and glanced at her coworker. Behind them, a middle-aged white man in a crisp suit chuckled under his breath and muttered, "Must be lost." Amara simply nodded. "Thank you," she said softly and stepped aside, settling into a plastic chair near the windows. Nobody offered her help. Nobody asked if she needed anything. But Amara just waited. What no one at Gate 7B knew was that Amara wasn't just anyone. She grew up on the south side of Chicago, raised by her grandmother, Miss Lella, a woman who worked 2 cleaning jobs and still found time to bring meals to sick neighbors and teach Sunday school. Miss Lella used to say, "Kindness don't cost nothin', baby, but it can change everything." Amara took those words to heart. She studied hard, skipped parties, worked double shifts while earning a scholarship to MIT. She built a startup that revolutionized remote medical access in underserved areas, saving thousands of lives. Last year, Forbes called her the hidden genius behind the billion-dollar health shift. But fame wasn't her thing. Kindness was. And today, she was flying to Washington, D.C. to accept the Presidential Humanitarian Medal. But no one at Gate 7B knew that. As she sat quietly by the window, a little boy tugged at her sleeve. He was crying softly, holding a teddy bear with one missing ear. "Are you okay?" she asked, kneeling beside him. "I lost my mommy," he sniffled. Without hesitation, Amara scooped him into her arms and walked calmly to security. "He's lost. We need to find his mom." Security looked skeptical. "And you are?" "I'm just someone helping a scared little boy," she replied, her voice steady. A few tense minutes passed until the child's mother came running, breathless and crying. "Oh my God. Thank you," she sobbed, hugging her son. The crowd nearby barely noticed. The desk clerk didn't even look up. But one janitor, an older man with salt and pepper hair and gentle eyes, saw everything. He gave Amara a small nod. Silent salute. Back at the gate, Amara stood when her name was quietly called over the speaker. The staff was flustered. There's a, private escort here for you?" A sleek black car had just pulled up outside the runway. And behind it, a crew in Navy uniforms approached, scanning the terminal. "Miss Amara Brooks?" one of them asked. The gate attendant's jaw dropped. "Wait, you're that Amara Brooks?" The suited man who laughed earlier suddenly turned pale. Amara nodded. "Yes, I believe my jet is ready." Gasps rippled through the lounge as a black and gold Gulfstream G700 taxied into view. She smiled again, but not with smugness. With grace. But before she stepped away, she turned to the janitor. "Sir," she said, "I noticed you cleaning up after others with such dignity. Would you do me the honor of riding with me to D.C.? His eyes widened. "Me? You've shown more class in 10 minutes than most do in a lifetime." As the jet soared above the clouds, Amara and Mr. Jacobs, the janitor, shared stories over coffee and jazz. "Why me?" he asked. "Because someone believed in me once, when I looked like nothing but a girl with holes in her shoes," she replied. Later that day, after receiving her medal, Amara requested Mr. Jacobs to be included in the official photo. She even introduced him as the man who reminded me that dignity can't be worn, it has to be lived. And after the ceremony, she quietly transferred a portion of her foundation funds into a scholarship program named after him. Back at Gate 7B, rumors buzzed for days. The gate clerk. She eventually left that job and later posted a heartfelt apology online, one that went viral. The suited businessman. He sent a letter of apology and a donation to Amara's health fund. But it wasn't about revenge. It was never about proving anyone wrong. It was always about proving kindness right. Can you imagine the power of one act of kindness? One moment of dignity. One simple "Are you okay?" Amara didn't need diamonds to shine. She carried something more rare, grace in the face of judgment. And maybe, just maybe, the next time we see someone who looks like they don't belong, we'll stop and ask, "What's your story?" Because what we see is not always the truth. And kindness, it always flies higher than any jet. If this story touched your heart, don't scroll away. Hit like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who needs a reminder that kindness is power. Have you ever been misjudged? Or witnessed someone rise above it all? Drop your story in the comments. We read every single one. And if you're ready for another powerful tale of resilience and hope, watch the next video on screen. You won't believe who finds gold in a garbage truck.